Hi guys, Rachel here. So it's been a while and I apologize. I've been very busy and also sick. Don't worry, like nothing dramatic, just lingering. I don't know. We'll see if I can get through this without my throat closing up, but I'm a lot better now. I just wanted to sort of film a little video as sort of I don't know if you'd call it an introduction to the couple of videos that I want to film soon. Just sort of, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just kind of wanted to say hi without really having to feel the pressure of doing a January, February wrap up, because that's what I need to do. Because I want to do it. Like, I want to do it for me. I like to do it. I'm a diary keeper, a journal keeper, and I like to document. And this is one of the ways in which I do that. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm hoping soon to film sort of a January and February video where I talk about the decks that I used and maybe some of the things that I did. And I just filmed a video on the books that I read recently, and I'll probably post that soon. I also want to film a part 3 to my picture book decks tag, and I've been watching the VRs and really enjoying them, and I think there's a couple that I still have to watch. So my apologies there too. If you've noticed that I've been a little absent in comments or with those of you that I talk to outside of YouTube, I've just been not feeling well and just behind on things. So yes, I've been reading and studying and things, but I just haven't had time for everything. And it's honestly hard most days for me to speak coherently. So sometimes I'll want to comment on a video and I just can't get my thoughts together. I think I just mentioned it in the last video, but like speaking to my daughter, I'll start stuttering and I can't find the right words. Like, for example, for the word book bag. Or another silly thing is we've been watching a lot of movies and we were cleaning the DVD shelf and my daughter picked up Lawrence of Arabia and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Lawrence of Arabia." And now that I did that once, I kid you not, like I have said Lawrence of Arabia probably 10 times, and I have to consciously think about the word Arabia to get it right. And I don't know if that's from being sick, or as my boyfriend says, I'm really distracted. So I just don't know. But don't worry about me. I'm just explaining where I've been. So yeah, Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia. I mean, come on. I guess Laurence Olivier. Like, what? Lawrence of Arabia. It's so hard for me to say Lawrence of Arabia now. I've been watching a lot of movies, which maybe I'll talk about in another video, because that's another thing is I went down a rabbit hole with that, and I recently kind of binged on buying movies. I still like to buy DVDs, occasional Blu-rays, but mostly DVDs. I like having a movie library, and it really comes in handy, especially now that I've been struggling to find a streaming service that really fits my needs. We recently lost Turner Classic Movies because our cable bill was just horrendous, and we're trying to find a way to get it back. But Meg, Rose Honey Ritual, told me about the Criterion channel you can subscribe to. And I was like, there's a Criterion streaming channel? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, what? So I recently I recently subbed to that, and it's been really great. But it's been awesome, actually. But a lot of the movies that I'm watching, I can't watch with my family. I can't watch with my daughter. Like, I've been watching like some Ken Russell films that some of them are just not appropriate, but it's awesome. But I still do miss my TCM. So it's nice having a DVD library, because honestly, for the cost of a rental, a lot of these movies, not all, some of them can be a little pricey, but a lot of them I can find for just about the price of a rental or a couple dollars more. And if it's something I like, I can watch it whenever I want. Decks. I'll just show maybe a couple for you guys. A deck I want to show you that had been on my list for a long time, and I just kept, I don't know, I kept putting it off because it's a collage deck and I love collage decks, but I just felt like I didn't really need it. I had a few, I didn't need too many. It just seemed like there are a lot of collage decks coming out, and I just didn't know what it would do to further my experience, if you want to call it that. I was trying not to accumulate too much, but I finally got to the point where I thought, I really want this deck, okay? And then when I went to buy it, of course, it was out of print. I'm sure it's going to be in print again, but I really wanted it. So it's the Adapt Tarot. Sorry if I went on like a really roundabout way about getting to what this deck was. But anyway, Honey Lou, oh, I love Honey Lou. She knew I wanted it. So I was able to buy a copy from her. She had a backup. And oh my God. So this isn't usually how I show decks, but was I ever right about a deck? Like, it's funny that I talked myself out of buying it, but oh, I love this card. This was one of the cards that really grabbed my attention. I don't know if you can see that, but that beautiful profile there, that is Julia Stevens. That's her name, right? Julia Stevens. That's Virginia Woolf's mother. Oh my gosh. So this deck, I'm not going to, I can't really talk about it too much because it's sort of personal. But in January and February, I was having some crazy, crazy dreams. And I was having a lot of daydreams or like visions during the day while I was doing mundane tasks like sweeping the floor. And I don't know, this deck just felt like it was a part of that. I would have a dream where I would ask a question, and this deck freaked me out so many times on its responses. Honey Lou showed this too in her picture book decks video. And it's funny she did, because when I opened this deck, I had already filmed my video. I think this came in like the day after I filmed my video. But I was thinking, I was like, this is picture book deck for me, because this just reminds me of, I don't know, just being a kid and looking through science books, nature books, old magazines, you know, history books for children. And the other thing I like about it, I like its size, and I like the card stock. It feels very durable. And normally with these collage decks, I like them to be bigger so that I can see everything going on in the collage. But somehow with this is kind of smaller for a collage deck. It really works. And I love the borders, and I love all the whiteness and the border within the border. And it just really makes it feel like a deck. Like an, I know that sounds silly, but like an actual deck. Like a deck that like from Grimmauld or something in the 70s or 80s. You know what I mean? Like something old. I mean, borderless decks are fine. They're beautiful, but there's some, does that make any sense? This really just feels like an actual deck of cards, like an older deck. I don't know if that makes any sense, guys. And the other one that I got that I'd wanted for a really long time, sorry, my throat's starting to close up, is the Jodorowsky Camoine Marseille. I got this on Etsy. It comes from France. I was worried if it was the real deal or not, and I can say, I can vouch for it. The cardstock is beautiful. It's very shuffleable. I don't know. I opened this deck and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, I'm not going to say like this is like my soul Marseille or anything like that, but yeah, I really was missing this in my collection. I'm just so excited for it. I love these colors. They're different. Love the cardstock. So, you know, this is a little pricey, but it wasn't like hundreds of dollars or anything like that, which I usually see it selling for that on eBay. So that's it. I just wanted to sort of say hello and to tell you that some more is coming, and I gotta go because all of a sudden I'm coughing. So bye guys.